Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Welcome to Whatsthe411. Got a new location. Temporary measures.
Yeah, we're back in the studio soon.
Yeah, we're back in the studio soon. So we're going to talk about should really fathers, isn't it? Should fathers support their child's mother after a breakup? Does that make sense?
Yeah, like, so you mean like financially support?
Yeah, financially support. Should they financially support? So, how are we going to kick this off, girl?
The question itself, I think absolutely fuck yes. Like, yes, just because me and you are not together, that doesn't mean we haven't got our seed together, and you need to look after that child.
Yes.
Financially.
Financially.
Until the child's 18.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like, yeah.
I think I agree with that, to be fair. I think that sometimes when the man breaks up with their partner, it's like they cut off all ties, even to the youth as well. Yeah. Because they're bitter if the breakup was bad, if the woman broke up with the man can't handle rejection, as we know. So they just feel bitter, bad, and what another B can I say? Bitter, bad, and...
Bitter, bad, another B?
Yeah, bitter, bad bastards. Yeah.
Well, I think there's a few percentage where it's the mother, but it does tend to be the father, doesn't it? Who, you know, break up and then the child lives with the woman and then it's the man. But I feel like some men can't separate their feelings, sadly, and think, well, if I'm not with you, I'm paying for my child. Yeah. Obviously, the majority, I'd like to think, do. You do get the ones that feel like, well, I'm not going to pay for my child if me and you are not together. Yeah. These times, me and you are not together. That's the important focus.
And it's like, they feel like if they're giving the mother money, that the mother is going to, like, basically, like, they're thinking that the mum don't need money. We need money when we've got kids. It's hard. So if it's for petrol, it's like, I'm not giving you petrol for your car. It's for my car to take our child to nursery or to school. Or whatever. So, activities. Exactly. So stop being like petty with the funds and trying to control where the funds go as well. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like we should say the reason we put this topic together is because we seen someone post of it quite, like, not entertaining.
See, I didn't see this, but she told me about it, you see.
Someone put something up about their child's dad, and then we messaged her, and she kind of gave us some, like, questions she wanted to be asked.
Oh, yeah.
So, fun question. Because there's quite a few, so we'd be here all night, and we haven't got time for that. But obviously, the first question she wanted to be asked was, should dads support their children? I think we both answered that.
Yeah, we agree that, and I feel that everybody does agree with that as well. Just because you're not together with the partner doesn't mean that the children have to suffer, and children are expensive, so they need to be supported financially as well as emotionally, but we're obviously, discussing child maintenance, which is funds, so yeah.
Okay, one of the questions she flagged up, which I think is a good question, and I feel quite strongly about this one myself, is... should dads buy the child clothing and not give the mother cash directly? For example, in case she spends it, I don't know, on shoes, bags, coats for herself, and not for things the child needs.
Again, it depends on the character of the woman. You've got some women out there that buy wig, and wig not cheap, it's expensive. So if you're going to be that kind of woman, I'm thinking, there's some women out, there's some mums out there that wear wig any. So if you're going to be spending your money on wigs, they're like £400 a pop. But then again, how's he going to know that you're spending it on wig? Because it's not like she's going to say, well, I brought a new wig with your money. Is she?
He'd probably see that if the child wasn't, I don't know, wearing garments. But then again, I personally feel if a man's going to give child support, he can't necessarily dictate to the mum how it's spent.
Yeah, it's another way that he's kind of controlling the thing.
Yeah, because, for example, you pay and... gas, electric, water, whatever bills you pay. Like, let's be honest, if it was just me and you in the house on our own, we'd probably not put the heating on because we're good with a jumper.
We're good with a jumper and hot water bottle.
There you go. But if the child's in the house, you have to put the heating on. So I think a lot of men think, I'll just buy my child trainers or jeans once a month. No,
but
because
we need
the bills in the yard need to be paid.
Exactly.
And your child lives in the yard, so therefore... I feel like buying things once a month, like trainers and jeans or whatever, is nonsense. You need to be giving the mum the money, and then she can decide what it's being spent on. If there's a continuous pattern of your child looking brought down, then you can probably look at that and say, you know what, this ain't working out. You know, my child, I'm giving you X amount of money, but my child ain't coming correct or whatever.
You're looking good, and my child's looking total penny. So then you'd have to assess the situation. I think it's just when it comes to money, you know, we don't even like to pay bills, and you know, then you've got to think, well, I've got to give this woman money now to support my child. And what if the breakup was bad? What if, like, what if she cheated on him? And then he's hurt about that, and then he's then still got to give her money. He's thinking, fuck that, I'm not giving you money. But again, that's a male pride thing, innit? And the male ego thinking, I'm not giving you money. They're not looking at the bigger picture and thinking, regardless of the breakup, regardless of what me and you've got going on, I've got to support my child financially.
Yeah. Like I said, I think getting to a decent figure that's reasonable. But there's bills to be paid in a yard. Like, it's not 1947, it's 2021. Bills run. Bills are a lot of money. And why should a man just feel, or a woman in the small cases, that they just need to buy clothing and trainers and hoodies for their child? Like, what about food in the stomach? I know some men that literally just bring shopping to the yard, and I think that's an insult.
What do you mean? Like, bring the
literally
food?
Bring, say for example, my child eats, you know, certain foods, like, you know, mashed potato or whatever. They'll literally just bring a bag of potatoes, some beans, cheese. Like, I'd get that bag and throw it in your head. Like, don't insult me and bring a bag of shopping to my yard.
Yeah, but is he bringing the shopping to, like, help her to feed his child?
That's his, like,
that's his contribution.
Yeah, that's his maintenance. Like, I'm making sure my child's fed. I'll bring whatever my child eats to the yard.
I think it's a bit. I think it's a tough one, but it's tough, but then it's quite simple at the same time. It's just about communicating with your ex, isn't it? And saying, yo, and usually, like I said, you should know the character of your ex as well.
And
so
the past patterns when you were together.
Yeah. If you know that your ex is a provider and she cooks and she cleans and she's working hard and you've lived with her and you can see how quick the gas and electric goes down, you can see how the water bills come in, and you've left that situation now, then you know that she's got to deal with that on her own. So really, technically, you giving her £150 a month, you shouldn't begrudge that. It shouldn't be an issue.
Like I said, I feel like it does depend, like you said, on the situation previous. Like what you know, if you lived in a yard, you'd know what was going on with you. You'd know how, like, what your child eats, what your child, the clothing wise, everything else. So you know you need to contribute. But either come with a bag of shopping or buying clothes once a month or once every quarter, I think it's dead, because we don't get that luxury to say, you know what, I'm only going to drop some shopping once a week.
And I think it's just, and again, it's just like materialistic things, isn't it? Like, clothes are materialistic. Like, yes, they need them, but on a daily,
you're not going to buy
Monday to Friday,
trainers and jeans every week.
Yeah,
I mean, do you?
No,
I know I don't buy my son's jeans and trainers every week.
They've got them, and if there's an occasion, then I buy them there and then for that occasion. But it's not like I'm buying them every week, because I don't have that money to do that luxury at all. Like, the chain of the teeth, and my kids are big.
But you'd like to think if the breakup was civil and you could just be civil, you come to an arrangement. And like I said, if there was a dad or a mum that could look and say, my child ain't looking good, child's malnourished, not getting fed properly, that's different. And then you could say, what am I giving you money for?
And
you ain't using the money right for the child.
And then in that case, then probably the bag of shopping with the potatoes and beans would come in handy if the child's looking malnourished. Again, it's just the situation.
Like you said, because not everyone manages their money properly, and some people could be buying wig and whatever.
Wig and outfit and shoes and bag, like... and the pitney don't eat. Yeah,
so in that situation, I do think you could sit down with the mum and say, you know what, I've been noticing A, B and C.
Yeah.
And Charles, he's not really making it over here. So what I'm going to do is go Asda once a week, drop the shopping off. Yeah. And then if there's something the child needs, you let me know and I'll make sure it's there. Only in them situations. Other than that, let the mom have the common sense to determine what needs to be bought for the child, the bills that need to be paid because your child's in the yard.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of insulting for a man to then think, well, no, like your child, no, I'll buy this, I'll buy that for the child. No. Another question is, should the mother have to pay if he lives with the dad? So if the child lives with the father, should the mother have to pay?
If the child lives with the father, should the mother have to pay?
I think... hell yes.
But then really, what is she paying for? Because wouldn't he get all the benefit then?
But it's the other way around, isn't it then? Like, you'd say that for the man, he'd say, well, what am I paying for? You're getting A, B and C. I feel like if the child lives with, for example, me and I'm the man, I should be able to look to you the same way you look to me for child support and say, you know what, you need to be paying a set amount each month for the child. Like, it shouldn't be flipped because, like, it's a different gender.
Yeah.
Like, because there's some women that just walk away from their children and the children live with a dad and they're not giving any money, and I'm not sure if they think it's because they don't need to or, you know, blah. But you still need to be paying for your child. It's true,
actually. I didn't even think about that. Like, I wonder what that would be like. That would be weird.
It would be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think a man's got every right to say to the woman,
well, yeah, you need to cough
you need to pay the money because the child is with me 7 days a week. I'm putting the lights and the heating and you know, like that.
Why so you need to give me some cash?
Yeah, like the same way we would say that to our children's fathers. They should be able to come to us if the child was living with them full time.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think that they should. So, on to another question. So men who have more kids after with a new woman, but they don't support their first child.
Oh, don't start me off.
So I wonder what happens with that now.
That infuriates me. Like, how dare you go and start a new family or move on and you're not looking after the children you already got? Like, if you're doing that already and supporting the mom and making sure she's nice, and then you choose to move on, that's cool because you're looking after your children. If you just move on and think, I'll close my eyes to what's going on there and move on and support another family. Or, for example, you get with a new woman and she's got children from her previous relationships, you're looking after them children, but you're not looking after your own. That's dead.
But then, what if the situation is that the man wants to have an active relationship and be an active father with the first woman, but she is bitter? That's and then she tries everything to basically turn that child against you.
Yeah, I think that's
You've then got no option to move on with another partner, and if you have more kids, then you are going to be investing more of your time with that family, innit?
If the mum's blocking the contacts and the dad thinks, you know what, I'm going to move forward and meet somebody else, then that mum has to hold that because you blocked the whole team for your child to see his dad.
Yeah, and then I think there's some women out there that do that, and I feel that there's some women out there that do that, and then when they're their child's father, when they see their child's father with another woman and a new family, then that's when they start being chatty-patty and going around everyone saying, oh, look at him with his new family, this, that, but forgetting that you're the reason why they don't have a relationship.
But then I do think, even if that's happened, I'm not being funny, a lot of men will take that to social media and do a whole rant when you should have gone to that thing called court and followed the process and gone and seen your kid. All them men that go, I don't get to see my you. I always think, well, what are you doing about it then? So what are you doing?
But then, but if the woman is blocking that and they go to court, she doesn't have to go to court, does she? She could turn around and decline it.
It'd be ruled, more than likely, it'd be ruled in against her because you're not there to put your 2 pence across. So say, for example, I take you to court, I'm the dad, you don't show up, and I can say to the judge, see, she didn't show up.
Yeah, but then that still won't. That no one can't still take the child off the mum in that situation.
No, I don't think they can take them off, but they can put an order in place for contact, give the mum the information, and if she breaches that order, it goes back to court as a breach. There's been a court order set for contact.
But then there's women out there that would still, like, they would full and well know that there's court letters coming through
and just not acknowledge
and literally just like not acknowledge them. And then you've got the Facebook people that love a Facebook, tell you everything what they're doing on Facebook. Like, he doesn't give a shit about my son. These times the court papers are piled up high because he wants access, but you're bitter and you don't want.
I think there's a process for that. If she wasn't responding to the court things, but it's hard to say unless you know the exact situation. But I do think if a man isn't getting to see his child, and for example, a man could be ranting away on social media, doesn't see his child. But if you actually ask the mother, why don't you let him see little Tommy? She'd have a factual reason as to why. And you'd be like, see, I'll get it now. There's A, B, and C safeguarding issues. The child's not safe when he's there. The child's malnourished. Whatever's going on. Yeah. But there's always two sides, isn't there? So you always need to kind of be checking with the other person as to why you're not getting to see the child. If you're not seeing your child either as the mum or the dad, to follow the process rather than ranting on social media because... at some point your child's going to see that you're there, cussing off the mother.
I just think it's really hard, like, to trust any one side of the story, to be honest with you, unless you know the person directly. You could, for instance, say, he doesn't come and see the child, but then I know the man, and the man's literally trying to see the child, but then you're saying he's not, and then he's saying he is.
That's why in them it's best to go to court, because then it's out of your hands, and then someone who's impartial, a third party, is going to make a decision, and if you go against it, it goes back to court for another breach and breach and breach. I think long term, you get locked up for that, Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to say, is the consequences to not
You get locked up.
Yeah, to not say.
I think it takes ages to get to that point. Not like straight away, but if you continue.
But then does the man have to pay for that?
Depends on your income, doesn't it?
Because I'm thinking, imagine if the man's income was a decent income and he had to pay for that all the time. There's only so much that anyone can pay. No one's not really bored. Well, I'm not saying no one isn't boring, but I'm saying if you just, the average Joe going to work 9 to 5 and you've got to pay like, I don't know, $5,000 worth of court fees. There's only like one time you're really looking to do that, really.
Yeah, I think overall you can represent yourself, but for certain parts of the process, you'll need to get barristers, lawyers involved. So it depends on what the situation is, like why you can't see the child or what the issues are. If you're just being a bit he's moved on with somebody else and I'm not happy, I think you can represent yourself. But if there's like safeguarding issues in place, then you probably need to get like representation. But some men and some women, I don't believe they really, really try and see their child. They just say...
Yeah, they just give up quite quick anyway.
So for them ones, if you're moving on and you're not paying the support, I think you should get like a bank account going and put, even if you put 10 quid a week in there, so at least when the child's older, you can say, you know what, I wasn't able to see you for whatever the reason, if you didn't try, but I have put some money aside for you, so you've got a little start to life.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Rather than
you just got to try your best, haven't you? But it's very, very hard because sometimes when, parents get into their kids' ears, it can turn them against the other parent. All right, so women who walk away from their children are less frowned upon than men.
Yeah, they are, I think so.
It's more publicly. It's not like the norm.
Yeah, it's not the norm. Is it? Men are more frowned upon. Oh, look how he's left my child and whatever. When a woman does it, people think, "Oh, is she all right? Is there something wrong?" Why don't we feel like that for the men?
I think opposite. You think
it's worse for a man?
I think when a man walks away from a woman, is it a woman? Yeah. So when a man walks away from the family home, to me, it's just like, oh, standard. Here we go again, because that's what they're always doing. But when a woman walks away from her home, I feel like that's a bigger thing. Like, what made her leave? Because as mothers ourselves, I would never walk away from my children. Like, even if the man was beating me down, I'm not leaving my kids. I'm taking my kids with me. I leave the home, but I'm leaving with the kids. So I feel a bit the opposite. I feel like when I hear a man...
it's more frowned on than for the woman.
I think it's more frowned on. I think it's more... Would I say frowned on? I feel like it's more of a...
either way, isn't it, really? But
yeah, no one shouldn't be doing that. But I feel like men, they are... A man can walk away easier than a woman can walk away. So if a woman walks away, you've got to think to yourself, rare, like what made her walk away? Yeah. And then a lot of times that a woman will probably get a lot of backlash from that. Like, she don't care about a picnic, she just wants new man, whatever. Even though we'd say the same thing about men, I feel like it's more the norm with men than not with the woman.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel it's more normal. Yeah. I'm not shocked if a man walks away from his family home.
I'm more shocked
if a woman, because I'm trying to think, could I do that? And what would make her do that?
So what would be the reason?
But again, there's always reasons for everything, Kenny. So maybe she got a great job opportunity.
Yeah, but even so.
I mean, what if Drake said, you know what, I'll fly you out. Go and leave that
what
family
if Drake
home. Comes on the first flight. See you later, kids. See you later. See you, bye-bye.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Like, see you soon, guys.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
But sometimes, like, I think as well, like, women do leave the family home to better themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was an article in the paper today about women that leave the family home. And one was saying it was for a career. And one just said she woke up one day and she thought, you know what? She says, it's not me.
Yeah.
She says, I just said to the dad, you know what? I'm going to be going.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. And there was another woman, the father lived abroad. And she goes, she was struggling with them. They weren't together, obviously. He lived abroad, she lived here. And she says, when I dropped them for contact, I just says to him that time, you know what? I'm not coming back. I'll be the one that has contact with them and sees them periodically.
Like every other week, like the weekend.
No, she goes every 6 months because they're abroad. She goes, so they live with the dad now. They don't speak English anymore. It's been a while.
No way.
And she goes to see them rather than her dropping the contact for the dad. She goes and checks for them as and when. And she goes, I really prefer it to her. She's got my own life back. Yeah. Get to work.
Because you know what? Us women, we go through a lot, when we have children. It's we make this shit look easy and it ain't easy. It is very difficult because we've got our own stuff to deal with and then we've got to deal with trying to, bring these humans up as best as we can. It is difficult. So there is probably some women that out there just think, fuck this, I'm tired. I can't involve with this no more. I'm gone.
Gone again.
And then in a way, me personally, I have to clap for them because I feel like, you know what?
Really?
I wouldn't mind fucking off myself. But I can't. But It's a heavy load, man, to deal with, you know, and some women are not cut out for it at all.
I think it is a big, like, it's kind of overwhelming, isn't it, at times? If it's like your first child and you think he's shit. Like, have you ever, like, sometimes when the kids were small, like, you've left them in the care of the dad and, like, you've gone out for the day, you come back, there's no washing done, everything's a mess, but they've got the child looked after, and you think, we have to look after that child and do everything else all at once, pure multitasking.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, isn't it?
And then after we do that, they want sex. And we're not, us women, we are not just... We have to be mentally ready to perform them acts there. It's not just, oh, you look good. I need certain things to be done first. You show me that you can help me and lessen the load off my shoulders, which will then give me the energy to perform in bed. Because it's going to be straight missionary. You know, like that. It's going to be straight missionary. I'm not doing no turn and twist and whatever because I'm tired. And then I'm at the gym as well, trying to look good. Oh, God, nah.
It's too much, isn't it? When you weigh it all up, like what we do as women, it is a lot. But
I'd love to do a list and see, like, exactly all the things that we have to do and see, like, where the men fit in with the help, you know, like that. We'll save that for another topic.
Like I said, I think a lot of men, when, like, it comes to, like, a small child, they can look after the child amazingly, but can you do all the other shit, all the other pieces in the jigsaw keep the yard flowing?
And don't get us wrong, there is men out there that do that.
I know men like that.
There is men that do that
can maintain the yard and look after the kid, but I think a lot of them, quite rightly so, get overwhelmed and think, shit, let me just make sure this human stays alive and all the other shit just
and it's not by choice a lot of the time. Like you say, probably the woman's walked out and then they've got no choice to look after the child either, but I think for a man to do that,
I rate men like that. For men to look after the child once a woman's left, I do really rate that, you know.
Yeah, it is a big thing. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. So, advice for the youngers planning on having kids. What can we say to you?
Wait. That's what I would say. Like 100%. So first of all, I'd say wait, and then I'd say wait out some more, then wait some more, and then when you're ready,
and then just die waiting.
No, you know them babies that are like simulated as little babies, like
the dolls. Love Island.
Yeah, the Love Island dolls. Get one of them for 6 months. Deal with that, and then if you come through that and you're still together,
that's a good idea.
Then you might want to think. That's what I tell my son. Get a Love Island baby for 6 months.
Yeah.
You and the girl, and then if you turn around and say, "Mom, we've had to," after we waited, then the baby, then it's your business because don't be thinking you're gonna have a baby young and then come to me as for childcare.
Yeah,
because I'm on my yacht.
Yeah,
I'm not able.
We're off.
Now and again, I'll have the child, but
every now and then
the weekend you say, "Mum, we're going to the dance. Can you watch the baby?" Well, I'm sorry, but no.
Excuse me, no, not at all.
Would you have your grandchild every weekend?
Do you know what? It depends on the whole setup. I feel like if my son lived here with his girlfriend, then that child's with me every last day. If my son still lives here and isn't with her and is a weekend dad, then I guess, I would see the child every weekend. But it's not going to stop me from going uptown.
But think about it. Uptown. Don't stop. Think about this, If the mum and dad are not together, we'd like to think there would be loving relationships. But if they're not, because we've got sons, the burden you naturally think would fall onto her mother. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's if she's got a good family setup. Because some girls' setups have their family setups are not the best. It's broken families, and she might not have a good relationship with her mom.
So she leans on you,
and she'll be loving it. Yeah, leaning on us. Oh, your mum cooks every day. Oh, she's got a nice warm bed.
Tutus, the suitcase is coming.
The sheets are changed every week. Yeah, and then tutus. Yeah, the whole trolley comes in, and the baby's on top. Perched on top. Yeah. Like I said, I'd say this now because I'm not a grandparent, but I'd like to think when I am a grandparent, I'd be like phoning, where's my grandchild, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But I also would say if I've got shit doing and I'm going to go out, if it's a regular pattern where I'm having this grandchild regular, I'll be like, hang on a minute. I had my kids back in 19, how long? Yeah. So I'm a supportive mother. I will support. You're a supportive mother. We would support our sons, but I'm not stopping my life for my child's, for my grandchildren. Do you get me? So that's not going down. I think
except like you said, if the girl who they was with, either they was in a relationship and they wanted to move into our home together, or if they wasn't together and the girl naturally leaned on me, I think we would kind of be there push there, wouldn't we? Just taking on the burden.
Well, yeah, I think,
looking at each other like this.
Remember when we said we wouldn't? Look at us.
Look at us now with the pushchair.
Literally every day.
Baby bag on the side. Here we go.
But I feel that we would teach our kids as well, though. We'd teach them, like, okay, like, we can see that you're struggling, so let me teach you. You know, we'll be good teachers to our sons, you get me? So, yeah, I feel like, I feel, wait until you find the right person, if we even know what the right person is.
Is there such a thing as the right person? Because
I think you know what it is, when we were younger, it was different, wasn't it? And there is some young kids nowadays that are holding it down together. They are. You see them like kind of doing their thing together. So if you can find someone like that and you're in love and you know each other. But then again, sometimes you can know someone for 10 years, have a baby, and then that just destroys your relationship because you're not ready for that. So
and some people want to have kids from young, don't they? Like they leave school, their thing is, I want a baby. They just love babies, want to have them, and then 2, 3, 4 years down the line, it's graft. It's not easy. Then you think shit. But
this is it. It's like you wait, but then you don't want to wait too long because there's girls of our age that haven't got no kids. They've got everything, but they've got no kids. So then for you then at our age to be finding somebody you can have children with, that is a lot of pressure because you think you got to trust them, you got to get to know them, you got to trust them. And then it's almost like at the age you are now, if you haven't got kids, you've kind of got to just take the risk.
Just go with it.
And just go with it, because if you want that child, you just have to go with it. Whereas when you're younger, you've got a little bit of time for you to kind of fizzle out, sieve out the bad ones and then try to hopefully find your Prince Charming if he even exists. But I would say wait, but don't wait too long. As long as you're in a loving relationship and you both love each other and you make that child, I don't want to go too deep and say the age, but I'm just saying you'd have to be of consented age to have sex first of all. So that's obviously over 18. If you're in a loving relationship, and then you find out that you're both pregnant, having a baby, I think that's fine. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least the baby was made out of love.
Yeah, it was born into love. It weren't random situation. Yeah,
and I would hope for you young kids that you know your partner and that. Even though if it doesn't work out, that you've still got strong,
like a loving structural support around the baby. So like the family. Well, there's some people, even if it's not a good whole family that's decent, but there's people in the family that would love and look after the child.
Yeah, this is it.
You know what I mean?
So as long as the babies are born out of love and into a loving family home, then I would say wait. Do everything in a way. Probably got a little bit more sense. Like do everything you want to do.
Yeah, have your holidays.
Go on holidays, go out with your friends, do all of that stuff first. Get that all out your system because when you have a baby, you can't do them things. Not saying you can't, but it's going to be a lot of stress and pressure and you're going to have to lean a lot on other people.
Yeah, for childcare.
You know what I mean? So you've got to take that into consideration. So do everything you want to do, live your life to your best of your ability. Just tick off all your bucket list as much as you can. And then if you find that you've done that and you found someone, then loving relationship, just do your thing. Right, so last question before we close is, would you keep in touch with your son's exes after?
After you mean after they've had kids?
After they've had kids, yeah.
Me, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that.
Yeah.
I love a chat anyway. I love a chat. Yeah, I would.
That's why we're here.
If you've had kids and you're not together, she's still my daughter-in-law, regardless of the fact you're not together. Even if you meet someone else and you're in a serious relationship with her, I'd incorporate her, but she's my daughter-in-law. She's got your children, so yeah, she's still coming around for Sunday dinner. And
what if she's causing drama with your son? Would you still invite her around?
Well, you see me, I'm all about communication. So if she was causing arms house with my son, I'm the type to say to her, you know what, come to the house at 2:00, we'll have a good chat and hash this out. Because the arms house back and forth, maybe the social media rants, it's not making it no more.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just be there going, yeah, fucking bitch, and siding with my son. I want to know what the problem is because often she could be coming to me with something that my son's not telling me, but I'd like to think they could be civil and she can come up every Sunday with the kids and we have dinner. And obviously in an ideal world, I'm probably thinking too much into it, but if my son met someone else, we can all sit around the damn table and eat.
At the end of the day, it's not unheard of that people get along, is it?
You know what it is? It's like we need to normalise being civil and being cool with the exes rather than just be animosity, be just throwing the kids out the front door and banging the door shut.
Like, it's not about that.
Nah, like, I feel like it should be civil.
It does. At the end of the day, we, like I say, like Cam says, we're very big on communication, and we're very big on, you know, putting the kids first and what makes them happy and what we feel as mothers, because we've got good hearts, what we feel would make the child happy. So for me, I feel like if my son fell out with his ex, but they had a really good relationship, and every weekend he'd have the son, or in the, you know, the relationship was fine, but they weren't together, then you know, if he hasn't got nobody, if he hasn't got no one new, then she's welcome. She can come.
What if he's met somebody else? And,
if he met somebody else, I'd have to kind of
get the green light first.
Yeah, but I feel it's like, okay, if I know that my son and his ex have got a good relationship, they communicate well, they're just doing it strictly for the kids.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, it's just cool.
It's just cool for the kids.
Just cook and curry. There's no animosity. Yeah. I wouldn't have my son's ex there if there was be at Arm's house. But if everyone's cool, which I feel like I would do my best to make it, because I don't want to have no animosity. If you're not together, you're gonna be cool because of my grandchild.
It's about the kids, isn't it? If then my son found someone new, then I would probably have to say to him, look, son, you found someone new now, but you know, obviously, you know, your ex comes round regular. She kind of just comes when she wants
for dinner.
Yeah, she just knocks on the door. She's there.
See, I don't know about that, because they're just banging the door, whichever, whenever.
Oh, so you need to know.
I need to know, because like I said, we could be having a full shellings in the yard, and you knock, and like I said, a Sunday dinner thing where you come every Sunday with my grandkids. For obviously, I want to see my grandkids throughout the week. But if it's a set Sunday where I know, you know,
she's gonna come out.
Yeah, like, if he's got a new girlfriend, you guys need to be at least civil. You haven't got to be, you know, giving each other the hug and, you know, swapping social media. But be cool on it, because the kids are here. You might have kids together as well now. They're all siblings. Yeah. They need to be cool.
And I think as well, like, this is our job, like, as mothers, to explain to our son, like, look, does your new girlfriend know that your ex, even though, like, you're not together anymore, she still comes round on a Sunday to have dinner?
And then if he says, that as well, I would tell the new girlfriend that. I'd be like, you know what, I'm still cool with such and such. She's still the kid's mom, so as much as you're lovely, she's lovely too.
It's like, sometimes you've just got to be accepting of certain situations, even if, like, you don't like it. You just have to, you either accept it or you don't at the end of the day. If you're the new girlfriend and you don't like the fact that the ex comes round, then you just don't come on a Sunday, or you probably come after, or then it's a thing where you tell, my son will tell his ex, look, you know, come, but because I'm with someone,
you need to be gone by 4 o'clock.
You need to be gone at 4, and then if she wants to come round at that. But I feel like
that's a good point.
It sounds complicated, but it can work with good communication. Everyone just speaks, and
everyone communicates. Like I said, that is my biggest bugbear, you know, with like children, fathers, relationships. If you don't communicate with me, I swear to God, I get so pissed off. Like, communicate with me.
You have to,
and then everything just goes swimmingly well. When you don't communicate, I'm vexed, you know.
Like, because when shit goes tits up, it's because the communication is shit.
There you go. It's always that, isn't it? It's always, you link it back to the communication is not there. So, like I said, I feel like we're kind of similar in that sense, where the kid would be cool with the kids if there wasn't with the kid's mum.
Yeah, it's all about happy families, regardless of the family dynamics, isn't it? It's all about the happy families for the children. And if, unfortunately, it doesn't go like that and there's Arm's house, then no one don't come to my yard on Sunday. It's just me and
nobody has no Sunday dinner.
No one has no Sunday dinner. My son can, and my grandbaby, but the mother and the ex, you have to go. Yeah. So if you don't like it, fuck off.
Open the door and just bang that door shut.
Then that's when the door goes bang, because we're not even, I'm just joking, but obviously if we've tried everything, and I know my son's tried, and I've even spoken to the parties involved, then if it's not working, then it's just a case of the girl and the ex don't come, you and the baby just come on a Sunday.
Just keep it simple, isn't it? But I think we definitely need to normalise, especially in our community, normalise being civil with your ex.
Do you know what? Yeah, I think
we don't do that, you know.
But you know what? There is a generation of people that do that, you know. And I think they're probably in their, let me think.
You mean our generation or not?
No, it's not. It's an older generation. But I've been around people that get on with their exes and they all link up. They all go out as well. Really? There's no problems.
I mean like you and your ex and his new girl.
No.
Man.
Sorry, when I say out, I don't mean like, they all link up at the house. I'm talking about if they go to the same shellings, everyone's calling the shellings. And if there's ever a family event, then possibly the wife is there, the new wife is there, and the ex-wife is there.
But I feel like that's how it should be.
And
am I just weird for thinking this?
Nah, you're not weird because I feel the same way, but it's other people that don't like to either feel uncomfortable, either have a bit of ego, a bit of jealousy, and literally don't know how to communicate and get along, have an issue with that. So I think that's probably another topic we can speak about as well.
I think we just need to be cool as much as possible. Obviously,
it's
more
all
time
for the kiddies.
And sometimes it happens, and it does. They piss you off and get on your last piece of nerve, your last week. But on the whole, we need to be cool with them. Like, I'm going to be seeing you at the christenings, the kids' christenings, the birthday parties for the little grandkids at some point. So I need to be able to say, "Are you good?" And if I can't do that, then it's sad times. And if I can't do that, especially for me, and I know it's you, if we can't do that with our exes, it's not us. We're not the problem because I'm very down to earth. Just know if I'm not cool with you, you're the problem.
Yeah, you're the problem. Exactly.
Because
we literally
say
like that.
That's how it is. You're the problem. It's not me because I'm very much chilled,
open, chilled. Yeah.
Like I said over the years, and you've known these, and I've been told numerous times I'm weird. Even in relationships, it's come up that I'm weird, and it's not normal for my son's dad to come to the house and chill with the kids. And I've always said to them in them situations, if you're uncomfortable with that, then you need to bounce them because
that's how it's running.
That's how it's running. Yeah. So that's how it's going to work.
That's how it's going to be.
Yeah, we just need to normalise being cool with each other.
Yeah, and like just giving it a try because I think there's a lot of people like to divide and segregate themselves from people, and it's when there's kids involved. The kids are definitely impacted from that. From when kids can see that everyone's getting on and there's no uncomfortableness there, it just makes them feel a lot better. It's almost like they've got like a bigger family. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, okay, my mum and dad are not together, but then I've got like my mum's partner, I've got my dad's partner, I've got their family. And everyone's cool. And if there's ever an event and everyone comes together, it's like, yo, look at my family. My family's big and everyone's getting on. That's but nice, people, men, some women, but I feel we don't like that, and then they block that, and then it just all gets fucked.
You know what? Before we leave, obviously it's not always possible, but I would say as much as possible, because the next day you're going to regret it. Just try, I beg ya, try not to go on social media and just slag off your baby father or your baby mum.
God,
it's so cringy. My toes curl like a claw. I think, why are you doing that? You're running your gums about the person you lay down with, had a great time at some point. Man. You've got a child. Your child's going to look at that. Like, let's be honest, we've all been in them situations where you want to just rant. I'd rather just have a phone a girl, phone one of my brethren up, or literally just box down the pillow, in anger, rather than just go on social media and rant about my ex. Nah, man, it's not a good look.
It's silly, and I just think there's, like I said, there's a different generation of people out there, and they just literally communicate with Facebook constantly. That's what they do. Facebook lives, they're just ranting away, and I think that is just so not
no
cool,
one watching it as well. They're ranting, and there's no one viewing it, and you're thinking, you're clawing when you're watching it back thinking, you doing?
No one doesn't even care. And the thing about it is that is it. And no one don't care. You tell someone your business, and if it's not your close people, they actually don't give a fuck. So it's wasted energy.
Yeah, man. Keep it cute where possible. Obviously, if you can't, then phone one of your girls or you guys and just.
I don't think there's any excuse for me. I don't think there would be ever an opportunity. There would never be a time in hell that I would ever go onto Facebook and I would rant about my ex. I would never do. I have. The pride there comes in for me, but I feel like that pride is justified. I could never do that. Never do that in my life. So,
I agree.
So that was it.
That was it.
Yes, girl. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
See you next time.
And we'll see you next time.